Hi guys, Nesty here. Welcome back. So today we have a really big update, the 2-year anniversary. So there will be a lot of stuff, so I can directly suggest you to take a look at the website to get all the information that you need. You will get some stuff from me obviously, but you will forget some of it. So I can really suggest you to go to the website, then take a closer look to everything they are offering for that 2-year anniversary. I think it's a lot in general. So I think we have to go through a lot of stuff. So let's start. We have the 2 times crystals for, I think, until the end of the week, at the end of the month, sorry. Then obviously we have the mini Tina and the mini Saira is coming back. You have the package here, for example. Obviously, it's not worth it, or it might not be worth it. As you can see, you really have a lot of time. Try to catch as many as you can, and in the end, if you are missing some, then you can still think about going for the Tinas. Yeah, in general, as you can see, this is the only package that I run. I think, yeah, that's the only one that is worth it at the moment. Then we have the Capture Festival, where we can catch the Tinas. For example, it's starting for me in about 11 hours. For you, it might be different. I'm not totally sure if it's time zone based. But yeah, let's say tomorrow we have her. Then let's think about what else do we have. We have like a lot of push events. Like if you're logging in at that day, you get something. We have the bingo, for example. If you are completing the bingo in a row for 7 days, you will get 1,000,000 gold, which is obviously nice as well. We have some events going on, the Mini Tina event and the happy 2-year birthday or second birthday. Both are really decent. Here for the happy birthday one, you can get like 700 Astro Gems, a legendary egg, and the legendary light egg. I'm not sure if the legendary light egg can give 5-star heroes. We can take a look at it later. Yeah, as you can see, you have to do some stuff like spend energy, capture stuff, capture a mini Tina, energy spend. As you can see, you're really getting a lot of stuff. So yeah, this one already is really nice, especially if this can give a 5-star. I'm not totally sure. We will see that in a second. Then we have, oh wait, did I make a mistake? Yeah. Then we have the gem upgrade event. Yeah, it's basically around the same time. How do you get points? By successful upgrading a gem, because it's Tina, obviously. For failing a gem, you're getting more. Capturing stuff, you get something. Failing the capture, you get something. For rebirthing, you get something. So yeah, these are the stuff that you can get. In the end, I think it's still really a lot of stuff. Like that's 700,000 gold. These stones obviously are not needed. They're, yeah, we don't need them, but at least there is the LD egg and a legendary dark egg. So we really have to take a look if the legendary eggs are 4-star only or if they are 4 to 5-star. I think there was some translation error for some languages. Okay, it's 4 to 5-star. I hope this is right. I'm not totally sure. This was the only 4-star egg. That was probably the mistake, I guess. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure if they can give the 5-star one, but I think so. It most likely is not a mistake. Like I only saw on, I think it was Reddit, that it was like a mistake that it only should give a 4-star, but I think it's just really a normal legendary egg just for light and dark. Then we have to talk about our new monsters. We got 2 new monsters so far, with the Mini Tina and the Bastet. Let's first talk about the Bastet. That's our new Net 5 Heroes Festival only healer. So it's the first Net 5 healer. Let's take a closer look. So the Fire one, I mean, it's hard to get an Evo 3, so we should take a look at both Evo 2 and Evo 3. So for Evo 3, I think the stats are gigantic. That's over 30k HP, that's 3.2k defense, and even 3.25 recovery. So 3 really gigantic stats. I think the mistake or the problem here is that in general the skill set is not that good. It's usable for sure in my opinion. The Battle Rush obviously is nice with those stats, it's really strong. The dominance buff is not that bad, but is that enough? Not in my opinion. If you compare it to the other elements, I think this is the worst one, even with that gigantic stats. So even as Evo 2, not really usable, maybe for a Titan or whatever, so there are just better ones in my opinion. So let's take a look at the Water one. The Water one, stat-wise, really lacks in my opinion. Why is it a tank? A healer tank? With 2.7k attack? That's totally beyond me. Like, for what reason are you giving a healer the tank role? Such a high attack? That makes no sense. Like 2.7k, that's so much, and it's a healer. But yeah, in general, a lot of HP, defense and recovery lacks, and we are talking about an Evo 3 here, not an Evo 2. As you can see, the Evo 2 is lacking too much. It's not enough in my opinion. This one might be usable. It really depends in my opinion. I think it depends on that skill. The weaken, it's a new skill, and it basically weakens defense and attack. So in my opinion, it really depends how strong this weaken is, and is it like combinable with normal attack or defense down. What I heard so far, I don't know if this is right, that it basically reduces attack and defense for 30%, which in my opinion is not that much. Like 40-40, that would be a really great skill. 30, I'm not that sure. But I think in general having it is really decent. It's like, if you have her as Evo 3, yeah, that's great in my opinion. But obviously it's a lot of investment, while she still is lacking defense and recovery. Both is really not high, but the weaken might be really game-changing skill for the Fire Titan. Like, if it's combinable, you can just use her as the healer. You don't even need the Cortina anymore, use her. You have your Inras, at least in the end game. You have your Inras that are doing the attack down. You will have like a Water Victoria that is doing the defense down. So it's just a very nice extra skill. Yeah, really nice. Sadly, defense and recovery is lacking. Otherwise, that would be really a, at least for Titan, game-changing monster. But yeah, it's really not what we are looking for. The high HP is really not what we want. We want at least high recovery or high defense, so that we could, for example, go for double recovery gems or so. It will be really hard here. But I think it's a strong monster in general. Obviously it needs some testing to see how strong it really is. If someone has an idea how strong it is, please post it in the comments so that I know as well. Like, I said I think it's 30% for both, which is not bad, but not unbelievable. If you use it as an extra skill, it's really great, but only usable as Evo 3, so it will take some time. The wood one. Think that's the stat that we are looking for. High HP, like really high HP. An acceptable defense is really not low, and a very high recovery stat. That's exactly what we are looking for. That's everything. This is the stats that we want for the Titans. So let's take a look at the skills. 70% defense down and a 3-turn attack up. Now, in my opinion, it really depends now about her game mechanic. The biggest advantage of the Dark Venus is that she directly attack ups. Like, the moment she's full, she uses her skill, which results in extra damage. I'm not sure if the Bastet has that skill, because I don't think so. That would weaken her a lot. Like, she's really comparable, in my opinion, to the Dark Venus. Both have the attack up, both normally survive longer, for example, than your Pinolos. So it's not about survivability. At least for me it's like that. I'm running an attack defense HP Pinolo, and the Dark Venus still has more effective HP than the Pinolos. So it's not about surviving. It only depends on the skills, and the skills are really comparable. Both have the same attack up, while Venus has the superior game mechanic that it's directly healing you when she's getting the SP. While defense down obviously is nice, but do we really need it? I think if we think about a lineup, I can think about her on a left side healer. That the left side might be with some attackers, like what I have in my mind. For example, what I could do is like double book Jonas together with the Bastet, maybe. Both are on the leech set, so that might work. That's an interesting idea, but yeah, it's really hard to use her. It really depends if this skill here is a direct heal. If it is, then she's probably superior, at least to the Hana and the Venus. You will have to change your lineup a bit, but if not, I personally would prefer the Dark Venus. Like in general, if you don't have the Dark Venus, she's a no-brainer. Like you can even use her as Evo 2. These stats are already enough to survive for a really long time. But we are talking about the end game here. So if you are in the mid game, you are lacking a Dark Venus, for example, this is a no-brainer. Wood is the best for you, easily. But in the end game, I think she's situational. You really have to build your lineup a bit around her skills. If the mechanic is that she's directly healing, then she's better. So really have to wait for that. That's at least my opinion. Light and dark are, in my opinion, not interesting because we don't have her. Like you can see, the stats are really high. SP Siphon is nice, Vigor is not that great, but the combination is schon... I think the combination is really nice, especially with the stats. But yeah, not available in my opinion. Then we have the dark one. Stats are interesting. I would say nothing special, but not bad as well. Everywhere 2500. And she can make use of the recovery as well, so that stat is not a waste. With high HP, so just the stats alone, I think it's nice, but nothing special. Yeah, if you then take a look at the skills, 100% chance to get 50% SP, and then the shield that is based on HP. Yeah, it's easy to understand that she's extremely strong. Like, I don't want to first face her in an arena. Like, if you don't have strong damage monsters, then she will be really annoying to you, especially with those pack lineups. but yeah, I don't think these two will be available soon, so we shouldn't care about them. With the normal RGB, I think wood and water can both be useful. Wood might be something for mid-game player, because you can directly use her Evo 2, and I think as an Evo 3 she fits some lineups for endgame player, and obviously depends on the mechanic. The same can be said about the water one. It really depends on the skills. If she has the direct heal, she's really easily superior to a Cortine. If not, she's a bit better because she has the passive, but she needs to be Evo 3 then, which obviously is really hard. And then you would obviously want to have two of her. So for the attacking side, it's still working with the water ones. But yeah, in general, they are nice. Let's take a look at the Tina. Here we have the light Tina. Stat-wise, interesting, but yeah, we know Tina. Tina, everything into recovery. So she has a very high recovery stat. Maybe that's the reason why she's always rolling it into recovery. Yeah, extremely low HP. Defense is acceptable and a high attack stat. The recovery, in my opinion, is a joke. But yeah, I like that joke. Skill-wise, 100% chance to get 10 SP and Elemental Edge. I think the skill set is not that great. For an attacker, I don't want a team SP boost. If I'm running a squishy monster, I want to boost myself to be able to use my active faster. That's not the thing here. She's like a glass cannon, so I don't want a glass cannon to push my team. I want the glass cannon to push herself so that the damage output will be done from the active. But it's still not a bad set. More boost, good skill, elemental edge, nice. Sadly on a light monster it would be really strong on a dark one. But yeah, totally fine. It's by far not a bad monster. Let's take a look at the dark one. Like, for example, you can gem her, attack. I think it's not crit based, right? Or was it a hunt? No, it was an elemental edge. Let me take a look again. It was not crit based, right? Okay. So you can go attack HP, or for example, attack crit rate, so that you run her like a real glass cannon. Let's take a look at the dark one. Where is she? There. HP a bit more, that's nice. Defense a bit more, that's also nice. And attack is really high as well, that's great. Skill wise, more boost. Crits have a 100% chance to give you 50% SP and the 50% Hunter. That's a great skill set. This is the typical skill set, in my opinion, for a Siphon farmer or for a farming monster in general. Boosts herself and then it ends in increased damage from the Hunter. Perfect skill set for the farming, in my opinion. She will be decent in the arena and all that stuff as well, in my opinion. Leader skill not that great. You normally would like to run HP or attack or whatever. But in general, I really like her skill set. I think it's comparable to the Mona. I would probably run one of the Monas as the lead, so I have my attack lead. Maybe a Tina, my purse. Obviously don't have it, you can use another Mona or whatever dark attacker, a fire secret, something that is boosting himself with SP and then it ends in more damage. But yeah, she really fits there, so it's a great Siphon monster in my opinion. First she boosts herself so that most likely with a Siphon set she's full in the first turn. She has books already, what I saw. So even if it's only 20%, it's already worth it. So the skill set in general is really strong in my opinion for a farmer and can be used as PvP monster as well. Okay, that's it. I think for all the people that haven't seen the Saira in the first year anniversary, let's take a short look at the Saira as well. Stat-wise, same HP, same defense, same attack, I would say, as the Dark one. It's basically around the same, not a big difference. So the stats obviously are nice. Battle Rush obviously is nice. It boosts your SP already. And then Elemental Edge. So in my opinion, good farmer. Not a crazy one, but a good farmer. But if you're going for, let's say, attack HP or attack crit rate HP on whatever is ruin set or so, she grants you some HP healing skill and SP scaling here. SP generating skill. So it's great. Plus it ends in a damage increasing skill. Great skills. Sadly a light monster, as we know. Light is not doing that much damage compared to a dark farmer, but also can be used in like CBC. I think she's a bit too weak for the arena, at least on the very high ranks. Before, she's totally fine in my opinion. So yeah, I like the skill set, I like the monster, she's fine. The dark one, basically exactly the same. Think HP, defense and attack. If not exactly the same, it's close to each other. Same skills, which means in the end this one is really great. She boosts her SP, has an elemental edge as a dark monster, so it wrecks everything. Very great farmer and can also be used CVC arena and whatever. Obviously be careful in the arena because lots of your opponents are running either CC lineups or mono light teams that will attack her if you are not using some other dark monsters. But yeah, in my opinion, they are both really great farmers and can be used in the arena, for example, or for CVC as well. Yeah, then we have, let's see, we are getting these push event cards. If you're clicking on it, you can basically choose any net 4 from the RGBs that are available, if I'm not totally wrong. At least I think it's all of them. I don't know if they can be variant, probably. But you can choose here. So let's take a close look to all of them. Not too much into detail, but let's take a close look. Fire Hana, not good in my opinion. There are much better choices. Water Hana, same story. Wood Hana, probably the best healer against the Water Titan. Maybe it's the Bastet now. We will have to take a look at that. But let's say she was the best Water Titan healer for 2 years, and she will still be used because you need the defense down, defense up. So she's a great choice. Fire Wild Fang. I don't like the Fire Wild Fang. It's not strong enough anymore in my opinion. Water Wild Fang, it's the same, not that strong. The wood one is a bit stronger, but falls off as well, in my opinion. But that would be an acceptable choice, in my opinion. It's usable in the arena and in some other stuff where you just need a CC. So Wood Wild Fang is a decent choice. Shit, basically also shit, but she's usable. But yeah, not that great. Shit, Water. Victoria is a really decent debuffer in the Titan and can also be used as an attacker, like in CVC or whatever. Another good choice in my opinion. Fire Cupid is a really strong Titan healer. Water Cupid, not really my favorite. She got buffed lately that she has like a double heal. The passive is giving you 10% HP to everyone, while the active is a normal heal with the cleans, I think. But yeah, wouldn't be my choice. She's not that strong. Wood one basically is not strong. Fire Leo shouldn't be your choice as well. He once was real strong, but yeah, we have too many strong monsters already. He was falling off a lot, so I wouldn't choose him as well. Water is shit. Wood might be a choice, but I think there are better debuffers already. He's still decent, can be like a pugilist monster in your arena lineup, CVC defense, as a Titan debuffer in the Water Titan, but I think there are better choices that you can make here. Fire Yuki. I have her Super Evo, but I really don't like her. I think the problem is that the books are giving the active activation rate, not for the passive. So she's at, I think, 60% and 80% debuff. On the other side, at 80% and 60%, it would be really great for Titans. But I'm not a fan of her. You can use her as a Super Evo in CVC, for example, or so, but she falls off too fast while the skills are not that strong. Water Yuki can be a Zapper, like for the colors, for TOC, but I think you will find better choices than select her. It's not a bad one, but for the selection I would take something else. Wood basically sucks. Fire Succubus is not that bad, but also not strong in my opinion. She has the crit based defense down on the active and a really nice heal on the passive, like a damage based heal. Has a super evolution, has books. With the books the active is going to 3 turns defense down, which is also great. No, I think there are still better choices than her. The water one is like the poor man's Water Arthur in my opinion. Has a decent lead, but is crit based. Wood sucks. Fire Cura, probably the best healer against the Wood Titan. She's the only healer that is useful in the front, for example. In my opinion, a good choice, especially if you are focusing on Titans. The Water one is the attack upper for the Fire Titan, really strong as well. Wood sucks. Vampire sucks, Vampire sucks, Vampire sucks. Fire Zero sucks. Water Zero. He's not that strong anymore, but he's usable. He has the crit-based 2-turn stun and a single target active, which is a great skill set. Yeah, would be an interesting choice. You can make that because he's really not bad. 2-turn stun is really decent. Wood sucks. Fire Tiger sucks. Water Tiger sucks. Wood Tiger sucks. Sucks. But his zaps can be used in TOC and whatever. An acceptable choice in my opinion. I'm not a fan of the water one. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the water Loki in general. He is not bad because he has 2 damage increasing skills, but it's still a wood monster, net 4 stats, like old net 4 stats. I don't know, I'm not a fan of him. The wood one sucks. Fire, Yaksha, even with the books, not that great in my opinion. Can be used in Titans, but I think there are better choices that you can farm. Sucks. What was the skill of the wood one? That's decent. That's a great skill set. Crit based sleep and hunter, that's nice. It's an interesting choice. Wait, what was the... Maybe I made a mistake here with her? Yeah. I wouldn't go for... I'm mistaking the Wild Fang for the Yaksha, so I think the Yaksha is a good choice. And yeah, the Wild Fang is usable as well, but not that great. The Fire Naser, acceptable. you will probably use her in Titans. Like, sadly, there are not that great debuffers for the Titans, or at least for the Wood Titan. All these have mixed skills, which I'm not a fan of, but the skill set in general is nice. 70% attack down for 2 turns and 70% defense down for 3 turns, which is a really great skill, plus a useful leader skill. So for Titans, she's a great choice. The water one also for Titans. I'm not a fan of the blind in general. It's a weak skill. It's something that you want as an addition, not as a skill for a debuffer. Like, your debuffers normally should have the attack down or defense down. While, for example, at the moment we have the Sparked Rebirth. The Sparked has the blind on the passive. That's nice. We have a Courageous Striker that also has a useful passive. But I don't want to see debuffers with blind. That's my opinion. But she's still usable. She has the leader skill. Not that many monsters have a decent leader skill for the Fire Titan. You really have to be lucky with those Inras and that stuff. So it's a usable skill, a usable monster in general, but I would prefer the Fire one. It really depends on what Titan you are going for, but the Water one is nice as well. The Wood one sucks, I can see that already. And all these Johns are not that great as well. So yeah, I hope this was helping you a bit to make your choice. Like I said, it's a lot of informations. If you really want to take a closer look, just go for this website button here and take a look at yourself. We will still get the dragon. I'm really waiting for it. And yeah, that's it at the moment. So hope it was helping you, and see you soon, guys. Ciao.